Hello.
Welcome to Elevate Our 30s.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
That's the theme tune.
It's not at all.
Dum, doo, doo. What is it? What is it
Matthew,
then?
I don't know. I just made that on GarageBand. Like
You made that?
yeah,
It's cool.
using different like instruments.
I thought you just put it in ChatGPT or one of those GPT apps.
No, I made it.
We're in a new room for the pod today. And people really like this room. But whenever I am on a work call, everyone comments on the colour of the paint and the panelling.
Yeah, it's a good backdrop for a work call. It needs a repaint, and I think it'll be a different color next time. This room's a bit of like a random room. Like, I painted it, I used it as my office, went on maternity leave, we use it as a guest room, an exercise room, like, and I think we'll paint it again soon and figure it out. So for now, yeah, the green room, but not
Well,
for
people
long.
like it. The panelling always comes off very well.
Okay.
Or you come off well when I explain you did it all.
So one thing we never covered last time is we didn't talk about how we ended up at Pride Week, like across the country, did we?
No.
Our Pride tour?
But yeah, that sounded like a negative reaction, but it was a bit crazy in London, wasn't it?
Well, that's what I was going to say. So we were in London for just for like a date weekend, basically. Like we had no kids, no dogs. And we knew it was Pride by chance. We definitely weren't going for Pride. We obviously support Pride, but we're not like we're not participating in the Pride parade on like our one weekend in London together. And so we went out for the day and like it was fine and the Pride stuff was going on and that was nice and whatever.
I thought that was fun.
We weren't like part of the Pride stuff though.
No, we weren't part of it, but just
Good
being
energy.
around it, it's good energy, it's exciting. In the daytime, it was like really fun.
Yeah. It's good energy. I'm more so just saying we weren't really participating in any of the Pride stuff going on. We were like doing our own thing. We were just like shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
And we decided we walked so much because you tend to walk a lot in London. And we ended up deciding to go to a movie because we pay for this monthly movie pass and it's like unlimited movies and we never go.
I think the payment's just come out, so we're down right now. I think we were just about breaking even on it being worthwhile.
No, we weren't even close. We've been to 2 movies and we paid for it for like 6 months.
No, okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is Carly math. You use numbers to your advantage, you do. We haven't paid for it for 6 months.
How long?
Like 3?
Longer.
It's not been longer.
It has.
Okay, well, we'll get on to this on the budgets. We've had like 3 payments come out.
Okay, when did we go to the last movie we went to other than this one?
April.
April, May, June, July.
We haven't paid July yet.
April, was it? No, we did it for your birthday, March.
We didn't do it for March.
Yes, we did.
What
We did it for your birthday. We took your birthday off and went to the movies.
Did we?
Yes, this is what's annoying is you're so bad with dates and I'm like have to go through this whole thing to explain to you to bring you up to my speed.
How do you have that recollection?
That it was on your birthday?
Okay, that's an easy one.
Exactly. Okay. Anyway, so we've been paying for this movie pass since March and
March, April, May, June.
July. So 5 months, closer to me than you.
I'm not sure we've paid the 5th one.
Matthew.
All right, carry on.
Okay. So anyway, we paid for this movie pass thing. We decided to go to a movie because our feet were sore and we needed a break. And we went to this like Kinds of Kindness. It's the new Yorgos. What's his last name? I can't remember. He did Poor Things too.
We weren't planning to see that to start with, though, were we?
We were going to go to The Quiet Place, but I don't actually like scary movies. And so I didn't actually want to go to that. And then we missed the time and then we went to this. So it worked out better.
Well,
I don't like scary movies. I'm still scared of scary movies I saw when I was like 14.
it depends what you mean by worked out better. Continue your story.
So anyway, we went to this movie. It was like 7:45 when we went. And the movie is split into 3 parts, or it's 3 different stories with the same cast. And so I think at the end of the first story, like an hour in, it was like the end credits. But it's clearly not the end of the movie. It's like because it's something else starts up. And so we were like, hold on, how long is this movie? And you looked and it was like 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh.
And we started at like 8:45 p.m.
Yeah, not quite, but yeah. So by the time we're out of this movie, it's like coming up to midnight. And this movie theater was in Leicester Square, which is like the Times Square of New York. And it was chaos when we walked outside. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, and I
People-
should...
Well, people have been drinking all day, so it was very rowdy and like insanely busy. Like we could barely move on the street to get to where we needed to.
Yeah, it was. And I should have mentioned, like, I packed... what I wore that day was like creamly white colored pants, a white kind of oversized blouse, and a pearl necklace. Like I looked like some kind of coastal grandma. And everyone's in like it almost looked like I was anti-pride.
Yeah, because you were just white.
Yeah, I was just like
cream.
white, and then the pearl necklace just
colours.
made me look like a grandma. And I don't remember what you were wearing, just probably something basic.
You actually raved about my outfit that day, if you recall.
Okay. But it definitely wasn't colorful pride. Anyway, I just felt like we were a Target or something. Like we went out, everyone's wasted, and we just stuck out like a sore thumb. Probably no one noticed us. They were all wasted. But
Yeah, in my mind, like beer cans are being thrown over the street.
They were.
People are like naked.
people weren't naked, but people were falling on us. Like it was so cramped too. Like it was uncomfortable. And we were trying to find somewhere to go get dinner, and there was one place open, and we were like walking down the street trying to find it, and we eventually turned around because it was too scary.
We couldn't get through. We physically couldn't get through. And
Yeah.
like on the floor was just covered in beer cans and
It's disgusting.
things that people had thrown on the floor. So you're like shuffling through rubbish.
It was like so much rubbish. It was, I don't know how and who and how they cleaned that up the next day.
Yeah, it was like apocalyptic.
Yeah. So anyway, I was like, I do not like this. But then the following weekend, we were in the countryside again on a caravan weekend, and we were staying near the Brecon Beacons. It's like in Wales at this place. And we went for the day to this place called Hay on Wye. It's like a cute town. It's probably my favorite kind of town in that area. It's the best one for sure. And it was Pride and Hay on Wye.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh my God, another like we are just like touring the country to all the Pride.
But both accidental. But this one was a different speed.
Yeah, this one, it's like picture Game of Thrones meets like, I don't know, Dark Ages, medieval, walking down the street. Like people were like going, it was like bells, like do, like walking down the street with like ye old medieval flags.
Yeah.
Like
with their family sigil. with like
what's a family sigil?
like your family badge, like the bannerman.
Yeah, but like on a flag from like the year 1000. It was like Pride with a medieval flair.
And yeah, very slow.
Very slow. It was so different.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it was way more speed. I actually enjoyed that one.
Yeah, we hung around more for that.
But yeah, we actually hung out, and we almost did drag aerobics.
Yeah, but it started raining.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was that. Did you enjoy the football this week?
No, we don't really need to talk about that, do we?
Did you enjoy that I watched it with you?
I like that you watched it with me, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it when you decide to watch.
I don't normally watch sports. It's not really my thing.
No, your comments are usually quite funny as well, though, so it's entertaining.
What were my comments?
You call the football kit a uniform.
What do you call it?
A kit.
Oh, okay.
You're like, what colours are we again?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that was a good movement. Yeah. It's like you identify the right things, but just say it in a completely different way to like the normal description.
Yeah.
He's got colourful shoes on. Well, they're not shoes, they're boots.
I call them cleats. Oh, what was the thing? The commentator said something so funny.
Pressure? What pressure? Pressure is for tyres.
That one was funny, but that's not what I'm talking about. He was like, oh, he just trod on his boot. That's not very nice. Like, he just said something so British he's like, oh, his boot just got trodden on.
Trodden upon, I think.
His boot was just trodden upon. I'm like, that would only happen in England. But yeah, other than, what was this one called? The Euro Cup?
Yeah, the European Championships,
Oh, right.
the
Okay.
Euros.
Okay. So other than the Euros, I don't really watch.
You watched the World Cup as well.
When was that one?
When? Well, it was 2 years. It's every 4 years, but they alternate, so it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay, I watched those games,
Yeah.
World Cup and Euro Cup.
Yeah, you've been spoiled. We don't usually get that far.
What do you mean?
We've had a period of getting to semi-finals and finals, but before that, we hadn't been in a semi-final for a long time.
Yeah.
But the next one's in Canada,
Yeah,
so you might be
yeah.
more interested.
We're not going to get tickets for that, though.
I don't know. Well, maybe not for an England game. We might get a random game that's in Vancouver if we went there.
Yeah, like the Canadian team, we might be able to get tickets for.
Well, probably not, but you might get like
That's true.
Egypt against
Egypt.
Norway or something.
But like, I wouldn't enjoy that.
No, I probably wouldn't be bothered about going to that.
Yeah. Growing up, I had a stepdad that just only watched sports. He did like 4 things. He watched sports, drank beer, fished, and went golfing.
Yeah.
And he was usually drunk for all of it.
And now I can't do any of those.
No, you can do them. I have like a real, like, he was such a dick.
Yeah, but if I do that, it makes you think of him and you get the ick.
It's not that it makes me think of him. I'm just like so anti that. Obviously, you're never going to be, punching the holes in the wall and like yelling at me for watching something other than sports. But I just am like, anything even close to that is just gross to me. So, yeah, I'm not comparing you to that. It's just I'm not into having the TV on all the time with sports on because I'm like, I just don't like it.
Well, we don't do that. I think that's why you come around to watching some of the big games.
Yeah,
Because you know it's important.
I'm down to like get excited for the big ones, but I'm just not down to have like sports on all the time, and I'm not down to like just be playing what's on. Just, if the fucking pickleball tournament's on, like we don't have to have that just blaring through the house.
The pickleball tournament.
But it's just like there's some guys that just like any sport that's I think and that's fine. I just am not into it. Like, yeah, he used to like yell at me if I would watch anything, and he came in wasted and wanted to watch sports. It was like, I don't know. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's just it's not a good look. It just seems like a waste of time to watch that much sports.
Yeah.
Too.
I don't know. If you didn't hate it, I would just have sports on all the time. If you had a more positive experience with it, you wouldn't mind.
I don't like the TV on all the time in general. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I like that. It's also, I don't want our house, just that to be the sound of our house. I like the fact that the birds tweet outside and that's what we hear. I don't want to hear like, pressure, what pressure? Pressure's for tires. Like,
Okay. So what are we talking about today?
oh yeah. So I thought we could talk about budgets.
Exciting.
Because this is an area where you really thrive.
In what way?
Well, I mean, I guess we just do it very regularly. And I think it would interest people. I'm interested to know if everyone's as rigorous as us or not. I guess I doubt it. I think we're pretty rigorous compared to some people.
Yeah.
So basically in this episode, we're going to kind of talk through how we financially plan for the year. And then, on a yearly basis, like the goals that we make, the things that we kind of set out to do. And then on a monthly basis, how we budget and keep on track. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, in our 20s, one of my biggest regrets is I didn't save money. I spent all my money. I wish I'd like put some aside, invested some, done something other than just blow all my money.
Yeah, like I wish that too, but equally you had less money then. So even if you save 10% from when you were 20 to 30, you could probably save that same amount in 2 years because you earn 4 or 5 times more.
Yeah, but like you see people who save just like £100 a month and they put it in like an investment, and over 10 years that turns into something.
It would definitely be nice to have that, but I think you can catch up more quickly when you earn more money.
So should we start with how we plan on a yearly basis?
Well, yeah, go on then.
Well, basically what we do is we kind of, what this year what we did is we look at everything we have to pay off. So like the mortgages, any loans that we have. We also look at any big things we want to buy. So like trips we want to do.
The start, yeah, it's mainly big expenses that we see coming. Like, is there a big birthday or anniversary or holidays? What are the big things we need to pay that year? Mm-hmm. And then we book up as much of that as we can so that we know what we've got to pay off throughout the year.
Yeah.
Or save for it and pay it off at a later date.
So this is why I think it's good to do at the beginning of the year, because what we did this year is, so we set a goal to pay off certain things and just be done with it. Basically, all the house renovations we've done, all the stuff that we've kind of taken loans out for or whatever, we want to pay all that off this year, which is quite motivating. I like a good goal like that. But then we also still wanted to do like at least one cool holiday, and we wanted to we had to book a trip to Vancouver in December because we have Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why we had to. I forgot about that.
So, and I like doing it and then we also booked a couple other like smaller holidays, like
Cornwall,
England kind of ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like doing it at the beginning of the year because I feel like if we pushed it off, we would not get as good a deal, and we wouldn't book somewhere as cool. Like the big one we booked this year was Mauritius, and we booked like a really nice hotel, all inclusive, because that's the vibe we wanted. We wanted like a hot.
And we used the British Airways sale, which was in January.
Yeah, exactly. You get like a better deal. We used our points because you're booking ahead. I think we used a flight thing.
We did.
Or maybe we did that for Vancouver actually. And Vancouver we booked a whole year in advance, so we got like the best possible deal on flights. Used one of our travel vouchers.
We booked the holidays throughout the year as well, so there's always something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one part of our kind of yearly financial planning, and I would definitely do that every year, and it just makes sure that you always have something to look forward to, like you said. And then the other part is kind of we plan out how we're going to pay off certain things. And so like in addition to we have a budget tracker where we literally have every single line item of what we need to spend, what all our incoming is from you, from me, and what's left over. And then with that, we kind of plan out how we can pay off all the other things we want to pay off, or, whatever else we want to do, like how we're going to set that aside for the holidays we've booked or whatever it is.
Yeah, and we map it out month by month. So we look at if we're going to get any bonuses from work or Airbnb income, when that's going to land, and then how much we pay off each month, so we know when we've paid off the first holiday, when we've paid off a loan. And those little milestones are motivating as well, because it's like if you get to June, we would have paid this off, and then we're clear of that debt. And then it almost puts it in time buckets and little sprints, and that helps focus sticking to budgets. Because if it's a massive goal, like by the end of the year I've got to pay all of this off, it's so easy to let it slip and just be like, I'll save a bit more next month. I want to buy this t-shirt right now or something. But when it's month to month and we've got mini targets, it makes us more motivated to stick to budget. Yeah.
If we're close to paying something off or saving a certain amount, I'm way more motivated to not spend as much that month too, because I just want to fire everything at this thing that we're trying to do, rather than, and that's why I like budgeting so much, because it just focuses your priorities so much.
Yeah. And if you can when we get to like the month level, we can be so focused, we'll just like eat scraps from the garden and not buy anything. We'll be so strict on grocery budgets, for example. We'll even like plan our day around going to the gym together, so we only pay the gas bill once rather than pay for 2 cars or 2 trips, and tie that in with picking Violet up from nursery and stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not literally pinching pennies, but I think I am just a thrifty person for some things in general. So like I want to get the 5-star all-inclusive Mauritius holiday, but I also hate waste. Like I hate the thought of us driving separately when we're both going to the same place, or losing out the vegetables in the garden, like spending £20 at the shop when we could just eat the vegetables out of the garden.
Yeah.
Like I'm very, very thrifty like that.
But it's so much easier to do that when it's short-term focus. When you're doing it over 6 months, that's when we let things slip, I think.
Yeah, I think let's go into monthly budgets then, because we're getting into it anyway. So do you want to read through, well, first, I guess on a monthly basis, as soon as we get paid, which is the end of the month, we go through kind of where we're at. So we go through everything we have to pay. We look at our credit cards, see if we have anything on our credit cards.
Well, bills is the main thing. So I line all of the bills to come out on the first of the month, and we get paid at the end of the previous month. So the mortgage payment, any loan repayments, the car.
I guess we look at if there's anything we want to buy. If there's anything we're kind of thinking about buying that's a big purchase, or even not a big purchase, we'll kind of decide during this budget session, because we'll see where we're at and what we spent last month and see how on track we are, and it'll help us make the decision basically too. Do you want to go through everything that we kind of plan for? Because I think people are surprised when I show them how specific we are. Like there's every single outgoing thing in our budget tracker.
Well, so the budget tracker, it's basically bills is the first bucket of stuff you have to pay, and I line as many of them to come out on the first of the month as possible, because we get paid at the end of the previous month.
So that's
the mortgage, the car, utilities like council tax, gas, electric, internet, any bills basically.
Read them. What are they?
So mortgage, the car, loan, credit card minimum payments, electric, car insurance, car tax, gym payments, home insurance, pet insurance, phone bills, internet, water. We have to pay into a community fund for the courtyard that we live in. So those are all the bills that we have to pay, and that includes minimum payments on credit cards. Then there's a bucket of optional stuff that we need to account for. Actually, so childcare's in there as well, so the nursery bill. Then we've got a bucket of stuff we have to pay for, but we can control a little more. So weekly groceries, fuel allowance, eating out. Probably dog food we can't control as much with the dog. I'd say that's a
do you guys want to starve this month, or do you want to?
But and then we've got things that it basically works down in reducing priority and stuff that we can trust. Then we've got the cleaner bill, so we can cancel the cleaner if we need to. We've got things on regular order at Amazon, like coffee beans,
diapers, wipes. None of this sounds removable, optional to me. I don't know why you have it as
There's
optional.
other stuff in that Amazon bill that we cancel all the time, though.
It's only because we still have it.
Okay.
It's coffee, it's diapers, it's anything you can kind of get on a reoccurring basis so that we can put it into our budgets.
Yeah, and then there's Spotify, Netflix, Now TV. It just gets more
Amazon Prime, Disney Plus.
Yeah, all of them basically.
Yeah.
So it just gets more discretionary to go down that list. But
Is there anything else? I want to get specific.
Oh my goodness.
I want to go through and talking to the mic, Matthew.
Okay, Manilife peanut butter.
Literally, I want to get specific. I have a monthly order of peanut butter that I specifically like from Manilife. And if you subscribe to things, you get 5-10% off. So I do.
And then we allow for some stuff that doesn't happen. So your travel to Reading, so we allow for you to go to the office once a month, which you've done once in 3 years.
Yeah, fucking here's hoping.
Yeah. What else? That's about it. We got the baby sleep suits.
Yeah, I have a month
delivered every month.
I'm part of the Maury Sleep Club.
National Trust membership.
And I like being part of the sleep club because she gets cute little sleep outfits every month.
Jewelry insurance as well. That's a bill that I didn't mention. Yes, that's about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that all totals up to a number that is less than our income, ideally. But then there's basically a chunk of money left over. And then we look at, okay, what else do we want to either pay off that we can pay more off than we allow for in the month, or we've got a birthday coming up, or we need something doing on the car,
Or we want to buy a cold plunge.
or we want, yeah. So we then look at what we want to buy that month or we need to buy and basically take that off what we've got left. And then that leaves the final bucket, which, okay, what do we want to do with this £100, whatever it is?
Yeah, and it's usually pay something off.
We'll usually pay more of our debts off.
Because that's our biggest goal this year, is just to pay everything off and be clean slate. And obviously we have other investments, let's say. So we've just like done it this way. Like we've invested in certain things and we've taken loans out to pay for like renovations and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I actually look forward to that session every month because I just love seeing like where we're at in our financial goals. And I just love seeing them
trending the right way. I like it when there's a reason to have like a recut of the budget. So if we get a promotion or we change job and the income changes, or
that's the best.
Or if we have a big Airbnb income and we can choose to pay something off, and then that changes what our outgoings are, for example, because we don't have a minimum payment on that credit card anymore.
Yeah. I love that too. The Airbnb, like I thought it would just kind of help bolster, maybe even just pay for nice holidays, but it ended up that our car was the biggest money drain this year of our entire lives. So never buy a Land Rover Defender. This is a public service announcement. How much do you think we paid this year fixing it and servicing it? 10 grand?
Maybe.
10,000 pounds?
Well, Land Rover ended up funding part of it, but...
No, but I think we've actually paid 10,000 pounds.
I don't think we've paid that much.
Anyway, that's because we like kicked up a fuss with Land Rover and they funded a little bit of it, but it's like around 10,000 pounds. That sucked. Yeah. But it's also, that's one way to look at it. But the way I look at it is like that would have happened anyway. And thank God we supplemented our income.
There's that one thing that we don't do that we really want to get to is having a proportion of our income that goes towards investments or saving for a rainy day when something goes wrong with the car. But it just doesn't make sense for us to do that right now whilst we've got debts to pay off. So this year is all about paying the debts off. And then that'll be another good recut of the budget where we say, okay, we've got no debts anymore. How much do we want to put into investments and how much do we want to put aside as literally that's just going to be a bucket of money that we don't touch unless something goes wrong on the car or... I don't know, something comes up that is unexpected. Yeah.
And then we're also starting to look at, because I do want to get pregnant, we're looking at, okay, if I took a year mat leave this time, because I get paid 6 months, and plus you have like a month of holiday, whatever to use, like, can we start putting money aside so I can take those additional 5 months off?
Yeah, and you can get to a year.
So yeah, we look at lots of things. When we are at that end of the year mark where we have paid all the like loans off and stuff that are currently we have like monthly outgoings to them, and I'll add up to a decent amount when that's all gone and obviously all the interest we're paying. What do you want to? So do you mainly just want to have an emergency fund and start investing?
What's
the thing you want to do? Because like before we had a house, like when we met, pretty much 4 or 5 months into us meeting, we started budgeting together and saving money. And we, like right off the back, had very open conversations about money and budgets. I think it's because you, as you said in the How We Met episode, had quite a few debts, credit card debts and stuff.
Yeah, and you freaked me out with your Tiffany ring that you demanded. It wasn't a Tiffany ring.
I didn't demand a Tiffany ring. And so we had, because of that, probably, it's like I knew your financial situation.
Yeah.
We paid for my ring together. So right off the back, we like got into an investment together, I guess. Like our financial details were shared. And then obviously because we were getting married, we wanted to think about saving for a house and stuff. So we started a budget tracker like way back then, like only a couple months into dating, and it was very transparent. Like I make this much, these are our bills, this is what we pay, this is how much we have extra, and this is how much is going to saving for a house down payment.
Yeah.
So we've never known anything other than the first few months of dating. We've only ever been super open and also very shared with our money.
Yeah.
Like, and it's never been an issue for us.
No.
Like-
It's never been an issue. The only thing I wish I could do more is have some money that you don't know about so I can buy you something for a birthday or Christmas. Because right now, if I want to buy you something nice, there's just no way to hide that money.
You sometimes do surprisingly put aside some, because I don't actually pay. Basically, I transfer all my money to you, and you just do with it what you will.
You don't even do that. Your HSBC app is on my phone. So you tell me to log in and transfer it.
Yeah, I get paid, and you just like log in and transfer it to you.
Yeah, you've got no control.
Wow, maybe you're like,
I'm just siphoning it off.
yeah, to your second family.
It's going off to the Caymans. I do actually have an investment fund.
But yeah, because I have had conversations with friends in the past where like I don't know, this can just be such a contentious thing. I think it can be contentious, I think, if you both don't work, obviously, because that creates like a power dynamic situation where one person works and one person doesn't maybe bring in as much. Like, I don't know, I've heard it seems like an awful place to be where you're not really open with your money together, though.
Yeah. I don't know how you can do it without being open. Like, you can obviously work around if one earns more than the other.
Yeah.
We're fortunate that we earn pretty similar amounts.
That's not true.
All right, I was being nice.
Especially in the last like 3 years, 4 years, you've like taken off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, no, fortunately, it's just I'm competing at all times. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. It's all going to the same pot at the end of the day for me. Like,
I know for us, and that's why it's really good, but I've been in past relationships where I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and
Yeah.
I just blew all my money, and
but that's a completely different dynamic because your expectations change then, don't they?
yeah, and it's a really unhealthy foundation, I think.
You're not in it together.
You're not working to things together. Yeah, you're not in it together. Like, yeah, I actually think this is like the foundation of a solid partnership is having open money conversations and working to things together because we're on the same page. There's never a time where I'm like, ugh, Matthew, why don't you buy me presents more? Like,
Yeah.
because that's so dumb because like I know exactly where our money's going and it's to things that we want to invest in. Like I want to buy, like my initial question was, what would you, when we're paid stuff off, what would you put the money towards that we're now saving when we have all this extra cash flow? Like I would love to have like a holiday house.
Yeah. Properties and Rolexes probably. That's a good investment.
It's not. I don't know.
Have you got any idea what's going on in the watch market?
Do you?
Yeah, second-hand watches are worth more than if you buy them new.
Oh God, Matthew. Okay. Well, so our Birkin bags are also.
What's a Birkin bag?
It's like I'm gonna say this wrong. It's like an Hermes bag. It's like the classic Hermes bag, and you have to like invest in Hermes. You basically have to buy little things from Hermes, and you get on a list, and eventually they'll let you buy a Birkin. And then once you buy a Birkin, it's the same as the Rolex. Once you buy a new Birkin, it's worth more. It's like an investment.
So there you go.
But I'd rather have a house that I can enjoy.
No, I agree. Property would be the one.
Yeah.
I think there's ways you can still do it and have separate finances, but it's when you make commitments like buying a house together or going into debt together that you have to at least agree how that's going to work. Because we could still have our own pots of money and we both pay off our fair share of the bills. But then it's what you do with your personal money after that. If you were expecting me to take you to dinner every day and you're buying Birkin bags.
Birkin bags, Matthew.
That's where the friction would come.
Yeah, that's so true. If it was like, okay, well, you make this much, so you pay 60% of our bills, and I make this much, so I'll make 40%, and then, but your pot of extra stuff at the end is way more than my pot. I don't know. Maybe that works for some people. Wouldn't work for me. Interestingly, though, I don't know. If the roles were reversed and I made, let's say, double what you made, I wonder what that would do for me.
What, you'd flip the financials? So you'd be like, right, pay you.
I do what?
You'd flip it round and this wouldn't work anymore.
Yeah, I'm like thinking that through.
What's to think about? It should be the exact same.
It is the exact same because the thing is, the reason this doesn't work is because you and I, we don't have this extra special pot of money to like buy Birkin bags and stuff. We obviously live our lives and we're not penny pinching. Like we go out for meals and coffees and we buy things when we want to buy things. So we don't really, not major things, but we don't have like loads of extra cash floating around anyway. So however it's flipped, like we got to pay what we got to pay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just can't imagine like fighting over money. Seems like a horrible place to be. I just can't imagine not being super open with it. Like I would never, ever, ever want to be in that relationship.
No. I think we are different in how we spend discretionary money as well, though, because if you want to buy clothes, you'll buy clothes. You don't do it that often, but you do. I will just not buy clothes and try to sort of save the money to pay more debts off. And that I could build resentment for that.
Yeah. Do you?
Sometimes.
When
there's something I want and I don't buy it. No, in fact, that's not true. I can definitely restrain when you go and spend a bunch of money. But it's weird because on one hand, I'm like, I want to do that. But on the other hand, I really don't mind because I want you to be happy as well and buy stuff. Otherwise, you'll just go off with a rich man.
Oh, Matthew. No, but I think it's pretty even because a lot of the time when I buy clothes, I might just get like a new top from H&M or something that's like £30. Whereas like when we were in London, we got you like...
You spent more on me then, yeah.
5 new shirts and they're like £200 each.
It's Carly math again.
But like your clothes are more, you don't look good in just like a random tank top from H&M. Like you need the tall skinny man brands.
Yes, the very special tailored version.
Yeah.
Do you acknowledge Carly math, by the way?
Exaggerations?
You exaggerate numbers massively to suit your argument.
Oh, Matthew, please just... Another thing that I want to start doing is I do want to start setting aside like £100 a month even and just putting it into like an investment fund.
For Violet or for us?
For us. And then I also want to do that for Violet, but more of like a college fund for her.
Yeah.
Another thing that we didn't mention in that is we both contribute like the maximum amount that to our pensions from our salary that gives you like the best result from your employer. So a lot of the time employers have schemes where they like, if you contribute this, we'll contribute this. So we do like the maximum to get the best benefit out of that.
Well, we do the minimum to get the best out of the company.
Yeah.
So if your company...
But like if you can contribute like 2% to 8% and your company will match it, we would do the 8%.
Max out the company with the minimum amount.
Yeah.
You personally contribute. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we do too. Is there anything else on budgets? Hopefully this has been interesting for people. I think I listened to a Diary of a CEO episode recently and he just said that like money is such a taboo topic and this is the gist of it, but basically we should talk about more like what we earn, like how we spend money, what we spend on things, what our mortgage costs, because that's how I am with like my closest friends. And it is helpful because I kind of know, you don't really know where you stand in the world if you don't, like, I guess I'm more talking from a career perspective, but...
Yeah, I think everyone's got a couple of people that they share all the details with, so you can kind of understand how well you do and how you're positioned in life kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I also find it quite awkward to talk about and even now we're going through it, but we're not like giving any numbers out because as soon as you do, there's I don't know, you're worried about how people will react to it.
Yeah. I guess I think it can feel it's a fine line between it's helpful to do that and it's helpful to kind of see what other people are paying, like see if like you feel pretty on par or you feel like way behind or suddenly you feel way ahead. I don't know. It's just useful to like see where other people are at because companies try to hide. They don't want you to talk about your salary with other people because they don't want you to be like, what? Like they make this much and I'm like, companies try to make it so you don't talk about
It
it.
depends on the company. If you,
Yeah, your company doesn't do this at all.
no, well, lots of companies have sort of same grade, same pay policy. So
I've
you know
never
what your
experienced
peers are
that
on.
ever in my
That's
life.
because you don't have the same structure that I do.
I know, but
Well, I guess you kind of do. You have different levels, don't you? But there's a
yeah, but they don't
range.
they're not transparent about what the ranges are.
Yeah.
So I think it's different for jobs like yours. Like I imagine, like, so consulting, I imagine like, I don't know,
Law.
well, maybe lawyers, anything where it's very hierarchical and
Yeah.
like clear. You go from this to this
Yeah.
to this. And I don't know, like accountants, I don't really know, but they have, like, you have always had very clear, you make between this amount and this amount. But I think there's other things like this person might have got like a 50 grand sign-on bonus and
Yeah.
there's other things that you don't know about. And you wouldn't even know to ask for that unless you talk to people who told you about, like, you can ask for that. So I think that's where it's like helpful to talk about it with people. My job, I don't know what my colleagues make. It could be way lower than me. It could be way more. I have no idea.
Well, it can only be a bad thing if you don't have structure around your experience and what you're bringing to the role. That's where it just turns into chaos. Because if you find out someone that you really respect or you think is absolutely rubbish and it's more than you, you're going to be pissed off immediately.
And that's happened at my company between two people, not with me.
Yeah, I've seen situations where somebody who is a grade higher in the hierarchy is earning less than someone they live with who's a grade below them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's, yeah, maybe you don't go around being like, well, I make this much. How much do you make? Like, I think that's a bit cringe. It feels like you're just trying to compare to everyone around you.
It has to be beneficial to both of you, I think.
Yeah.
You don't want to be asking to stroke your own ego.
Exactly. But I do think it's helpful to have people you can talk about finances with outside of just your household because you're in such a little bubble. And I think it's essential to have like a foundation of talking about finances, being open with money, like talking, if you are resentful about your partner spending money on certain things, like you will sometimes say to me, like, let's try to be on the budgets this month. And I like respect that to a degree.
To a degree. It depends how motivated you are and how much you want the H&M top.
Well, I mean, I'm the person who's in the garden, like trimming the lettuce for our dinner. So like, I think there's different ways that we are quite thrifty. Like you're more thrifty in just spending. Not that I spend like loads, but I'm way more thrifty in like actually getting the most out of our grocery bill. Like,
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll like sell Violet's old clothes and sell old clothes that you don't wear or I think look bad on you. I'm like just selling all Matthew's clothes. I'm like ugly on Vinted.
It's on Vinted for £2.
I'm like, babe, we made £15. What did you do? I sold like 10 of your shirts.
Yeah, but you'll do all that. You'll be like really thrifty with the grocery bill, and then we'll be in Selfridges, and you need the 10th pair of jeans. I'm like, why do you need this slightly different shade of jean?
Because I'm trying to be a hot mom over here.
You've got lots of nice jeans. How many pairs of jeans do you think you own?
Oh God, you're sounding like my grandpa right now.
How many pairs of jeans do you own?
I don't know, not that many, Matthew. Like, I don't know, like 10?
10! I've got 3.
I know, but you
and I only wear one of them because that's the only one you approve of.
I know, but you need to get some more clothes. Like, anyway, let's close this. I hope you liked this budgeting chat. Tell us, like, are we like crazy or is this a common thing? Like, anyway, this is what happens when like a Virgo marries Excel-oriented consultant.
That's not a star sign.
I know, but that's like your personality.
Okay. It should be yours. Shouldn't that be a Virgo trait?
What?
Being really task driven and detailed.
I am. At work I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
Is that it? Bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.